I'm going to show you how to debone a hind quarter on a deer. This is pretty much, this is all, how I process my own deer. When I get done, there's no bones in it. I don't have to worry about, bone chunks, fragments from a bandsaw or something like that in there. And all my meat is boneless. So, and this is really simple to learn. I don't know, hope you can see this. All we're going to do is dissect these muscles. And these muscles, you can see right here, see this here? This is how they're just connected. They're just connected here. Of course, this is shank. So from here on down is shank. I'm just going to start right here with this one. This muscle here. We're going to go all the way down to the, see that. I'm going to get some of this, more of this out of the way here. A fillet knife comes in very handy. Okay, we got this. So now you see this one coming apart here. We're going to get this silver skin off. And once you start breaking these muscles down, you'll see that it just really comes off pretty easy. No reason to go and spend, I don't know what a deer costs anymore to. I seen someone on forums the other day everybody thought he got a good deal because he spent $145 on processing. I'm thinking, good grief. The only time I've spent money on processing was when I was going to go right back out in the woods, and during the rut, or I was on vacation, I didn't have time to do it, or didn't want to take the time to do it, and so I just dropped it off a processor I knew. Now he's not in business no more. He's doing something else. And that's the other thing. It's really hard to find a processor you can trust. Now you see, I pull this silver skin off. This muscle's coming apart. Now I'm going to cut along this where it's connected here. And we're going to go follow this one. And if you get a little off, you leave a little bit of meat on the bone, that's okay. It'll cut off. Right now, and this goes all the way, I call this the football roast. I think it's really a sirloin, I'm not sure, nor do I really care. But these muscle groups will come apart pretty easy. It's been hanging a couple days. Actually, it's been in my fridge a couple days, and it is cold. See, we're just taking, now all this here, I'll clean this up with a fillet knife later, but it's headed for the sausage bin. You can make little steaks out of it, but actually, if you're going to make steaks out of your, make sure you cut across grain. What I usually do with this little roast right here, this one right here, is, and you're just going to cut around this bone right here, leg bone. I usually put this in, freeze this one whole, and then decide what I'm going to do with it later. And we're just going to come up here and cut it all the way down to the bone up here at the front. Be careful you don't cut yourself. Here we are, and just, oops, sorry. Just about got her all off right there. Just going to scrape the bone. That's where that good fillet knife comes in. You can see it, hopefully you can see this coming right off the bone right there. If I wasn't videoing, it'd be a lot quicker, but whew, that is cool. Little sausage meat right there. This is, there you go. You can pull this stuff right here off. A lot of times you can take a paper towel and grab that with a paper towel and rip it right off, because with your hands it's all slick and stuff. So that little roast right there, that's why paper towels come in handy. Sticks. A little roast right there, I'll freeze that, and then I'll decide if I want to cut it in steaks. I like to take this sometimes, and if you want a stuffed roast, you can split it down to here, cut it like this, and just keep laying it out, and then put your stuffing, whatever you want to stuff in it. I smoke a lot of these. I'll just tie them up just like that right there. Slit some holes in it, put some garlic or seasoning on it, put it in the fridge overnight, put it on smoker. It doesn't take long. If I just want to roast good old taters and carrots and stuff, this one right here is one I like for simply roast. And there again, we're just going down to the bone, cutting this meat off the bone, and staying with the rib muscle, with the muscle group. You can see how it's attaching right here, going up through here. And we don't have to be exact. And here's this tendon, we don't need that. And come up here. And cutting it off, coming into the back again. Now here's our other bone right here, leg bone. We're going to cut all the connections right there to that. The inside where we cut it off the bone. And like I said, a lot of this just pulls apart. So that's pretty much, I mean, you decide if you want to roast, or if you want steaks, or if you just want to, if you're going to grind all this, you don't even, you just need to cut it off the meat, the bone. So that's the big roast. We can trim this up, cut it off here. That's a different muscle group. This is another muscle group. Again, you can see your grain running this way. You can cut it this way and make steaks. Freeze it like that. Decide later what you want to do with it. So I'll clean this up a little bit, get some of this dried skin off. Now here's our other bone right here, leg bone. We're going to cut all the connections right there to that. And here's that old joint, hip joint. Cutting it off there. Cutting the last little bit meat there. And there's pretty much your leg bone right there. Let's go ahead and just take all that mess off while we got it. Coming right here. And like I said, I'm not worried about the hock meat. That's going to go in the grinder. I'm going to cut the hocks off. I'm going to cut over here, continue up here. Oops. Now, all this I'll cut off later. Goes in the sausage bin, sausage paw, or hamburger paw. Guys, girls, go ahead and pull this one off. Okay, you can see how we're connected right here. So we're going to, there again, this one is just about pulled off. There's another, to me that's burger. And we're cutting along here. I'm going to separate these two muscle groups right here. See, we got some fat right here. We'll take care of that once we get these muscles apart. And like I said, I'm not real. Okay, that again, this could, if you like the little steaks, medallions, take this. And the grain's running this way, so we want to cut it this way. On this one, she'll probably end up, as burgers. And see where a good sharp fillet knife comes in handy right there. Got that fat, goes in your scrap pile. There you go. This here, get all this old stuff off. You don't want to eat it. Now if you want to freeze it, I like getting it off now so I don't have to mess with it later. Kind of square that up. Silver skin on it. Got some silver skin right here. Again, fillet knife will save the day. And then what I usually do to get the silver skin off is get this going. Pull up on it, just kind of like filleting a fish. There you go. You can't eat this stuff. You can't grind it. It's just no good. Dogs eat it, but that's about it. There you go. Just a little bit off right here. Now, I got a little blood spot there. Not bad. Say blood spot looks like just a piece of dried a little bit. Well, don't take chances. Like I said, that's dog food. I'll square this out. This piece will go over here in the hamburger. And I'll freeze this piece. Like I said, it makes a great roast. Or there again, here goes your grain. If you want steaks, and they will be tender, you'll cut across this way, 1/2 inch, 3/4 inch, whatever you like your steak. So there you go. That's deboning the hind quarter right there.